Yo, book nerds, I am all pumpkined out today. It is the first day of fall when I'm recording this. So I am in full Halloween mode now. Like, I was already there, but now it's official. We're in fall, so I can be as excited as I want to be. So happy fall, everybody. Anyway, let's get on topic here. I finally finished reading Miles Morales' Spider-Man by Jason Reynolds. This book took me way too long to read. It's so short and it's middle grade. I should have flown through this. I'm going to be honest, I didn't like it that much. I was expecting, I guess, action-packed superhero, like just on the edge of my seat, that kind of story. Like, that's what I was expecting, and that's not what I got. So in this story, you're following Miles Morales, and something's going on with his spidey senses. Like, they seem to be just going off randomly, and he's getting in trouble because of it. He is struggling with the fact that he doesn't know if he should or should not be Spider-Man. He doesn't know if he's a good enough person to play that role. And there's, of course, a bad guy in this story, but I don't want to say too much or it would spoil what's going on. But there's kind of this mystery element to the story. You don't find out until a good ways through the book what's really going on. So that's kind of what it is about without going too in depth and spoiling things. This book is different than the Spider-Verse movie. If you have seen that, the End of the Spider-Verse, I have seen that movie, and this book is different. The way Miles becomes Spider-Man is different than in that movie, and his relationship with Uncle Aaron is different, and what happens to Uncle Aaron, and a few other things, but those are the big ones. It's not a continuation of the same storyline, but he is already Spider-Man in this book. It's not a book about how he becomes Spider-Man. But I just felt like this story left me wanting more. It was not the worst book I've ever read, but it was definitely a disappointment from what I was expecting. It's not all bad. So let's talk about some positives. I don't like being like super negative about books because I know how hard authors work. So some positive things, there are some themes that are developed in this book that are really important, really touchy subjects today that need to be talked about. This book is clearly a conversation about racism and classism, and I think those are very important topics to be discussing. Some scenes that I liked include, there's a scene where Miles and his roommate Genki are playing old school Nintendo 64 video games because Miles likes them because he fights bad guys and deals with shooters in real life, and he doesn't need that in his video games. He likes the old school games, Mario Brothers. Like, I love the Nintendo 64, so I thought that was just a cute little character element. I liked that. There is also a teacher in the book. Her name is Ms. Blaufus, and she is the English teacher, and she has a tattoo of a semicolon on her wrist, which so do I, and I'm an English teacher. So I kind of enjoyed that connection. Just was kind of personal to me. If you don't know what a semicolon tattoo means, you should go look it up, but it's just deeply personal to me. That teacher also says one of my favorite lines from this book, which is, poetry is about community. It's not just about expression, but also being a witness to that expression. And I just really liked that quote. Poetry is meant to be recited and is meant to be heard. It's an interaction between people, and I think that's so important. Yeah, that's the English teacher in me. I related to the English teacher in this book. Yeah. There was also a couple Edgar Allan Poe references in this book a couple different times, and I have been just seeing signs all year long that I need to read Edgar Allan Poe, so that just added to the feeling that I should read some Edgar Allan Poe this year. Some other positives about this book, Miles' parents, I love them. The way they interact, their banter, I just love his parents and I related to them. I mean, I am a parent, so like I just loved his parents. I thought they were very realistic and I liked the way they were portrayed. I also really liked Genki, his best friend. Like, I feel like everybody needs a Genki in their life. He is so supportive of Miles. He loves to joke with him and tease, but he's always got his back and he loves him deeply and he's there for him through thick and thin. And I just think everybody deserves a friend like Genki. Just the vibes too. There was a Halloween party in this book and I am obviously in a Halloween mood, so I liked that. It was nice reading it this time of year. And just some other things like there's a lot of talk about sihos, which is a type of poetry which I actually am unfamiliar with, so this was an introduction to me. And there was so much talk about this kind of poetry that it made me wonder, like, should I teach sihos to my own students? I am going to be teaching this book to my students. It's part of the curriculum for my 7th graders, so it's just the whole time I was reading I was thinking about that. And then I kind of already said it, but like the themes in this book were really important, like racism themes, classism themes, this idea that it's the small everyday kind of things that make you a true hero, not having powers and going out and fighting crime, but small acts every day make you a hero. All right, let's get into the dislikes. I just could not connect with the writing style. I don't know. I couldn't get into it. There were things that took me out of the narrative so easily. The author would do like really weird similes or metaphors and they would just instantly take me out of the story because they were just too weird. Like then I'd be stuck thinking about like, okay, well, how does that even make sense? Like there was one that was like something like her smile was like lava. Like I don't understand what that's supposed to mean. A smile like lava. Or there was another one that was like his face hardened to a fist. And I was just like, but it's his face, not a fist. Like I get it, but it was just weird and I didn't like it. And I don't know, there was multiple times where the metaphors and similes took me out of the story. And then the narrative sometimes was hard to follow, especially in like action scenes where I'm needing clear-cut narrative so I know what's going on. Some of it was hard to follow. And then there was also just inconsistencies where it's like, okay, he was here and now he's here, but how did he get there? And wait, I thought they were doing this and then it says this, and it just like things didn't like flow the way they should flow. I don't know how else to put it, at least for me. And those instances, those little inconsistencies again would take me out of the story. I also just expected there to be more action. It's a superhero story and I felt like there was very minimal action, and sometimes the action was just implied and was glossed over and like that scene was like cut out. And so it was like, wait, but that's the whole thing I want to read. I want to read about Spider-Man beating people up. Like I wanted to get the bad guys. I want to see that. And I just felt like there wasn't enough of that. And yeah, it was a lot more of the mundane day-to-day type scenes, which is fine, but that's not what I was expecting. So I guess it was just, I don't know. I was expecting something else when I went into this book. Also, just most of the plot felt super obvious. Most of what the author was trying to get across felt super obvious. There were scenes that were clearly scenes meant to comment on systemic racism, and it felt so on the nose that it was just like, okay, I get the point. Like, I know this is a super important topic, but it just felt like you were beating a dead horse because it was just too obvious. And maybe because this is middle grade, like maybe the author needs to just hit you over the head with it because it's meant for a younger audience. Like, I realize that. So maybe that's why it was just like, okay, I get it, let's move on. But maybe for a younger audience, it wouldn't be that way. But there was literally a school to prison pipeline. Like, literally there is a tunnel that connects the school to a prison. Like it was just so obvious to me. Like, I don't know. It was just like too much. And then like the mysteries, like all the mysteries, I figured them out like instantly at the beginning of the book. And so nothing was a surprise. And in the climax, I wasn't even like excited about it. Like, it was like, yeah, okay, I knew this was going to happen. I was right. And let's just hurry up and be done with it. And everything's just like, all the mysteries were like so obvious that I felt like I had to be wrong, that there would be some twist to come and throw me off because this was just too obvious. But then there was no twist. And so it was just the obvious answer. And so, I don't know. It's hard to explain without giving too much away, but it was just like, I don't know, it was just too surface level for me, I guess. I think these are important issues, but I think the delivery was just too on the nose, too surface level. It didn't feel deep to me. And again, maybe because I'm an adult reading middle grade, that could be why. So take that with a grain of salt. It also, my reading of this also could be influenced by what's going on in my personal life. I am starting a new job. I am stressed out. I'm like, I got a lot going on right now. So that might be playing into how I'm reading this. But I was uninterested throughout like most of the book. And that's just really sad. Like, it takes a lot for me not to be interested in a book. And I haven't felt this way about a book in a while, which is very disappointing to me since I know I have to teach this to my students now. So I'm hoping as I teach it to them, I can gain a different perspective on this story because I just did not connect with it. And I was trying really hard, guys. It was a struggle to get through this book. It took me way too long because I just was not interested. And I just felt like it was too surface level. I was hoping for more action. I was hoping for deeper discussions, and I didn't get that. Yo, book nerds, editing Jordan here. I realized I forgot something that I really want to talk about. So one thing about the book that I really did like was that there's this idea that no superhero is going to come and save us when it comes to racism. No superhero is going to fly in, swing in, and just magically end racism. Only we can do that, and we need to all band together and stand together to fight racism. And I just really liked that theme, that idea. Spider-Man beats the bad guy. Yes, racism still exists. And I just like that idea that no superhero can fix that. We need to fix that. So I just wanted to add that because I thought that was super important and a great message. And yes, that is one thing that I did really like about the book. So anyway, if you've read Miles Morales' Spider-Man, let me know your thoughts in the comments and we can chat. I feel terrible like ripping on this book, and that's not my intention. I'm just being honest about how my reading experience was. I don't know, it just didn't click with me, and that's gonna happen. Some books just don't click for people. And so I still encourage you to read this and make up your own mind. There definitely, like I said, were good things about it, and the themes are very important topics. So I say still give it a shot. If you've watched previous videos, you know I did buy the sequel, and I am going to give it a try because I don't want to just give up on this author. I have heard that this book, the sequel, Miles Morales Suspended, is a little more developed than the first book, so I'm hoping that I will get what I was looking for in the sequel. So I am going to try it. I have not started. I literally just put my bookmark in. I'm also just very curious about this sequel because it looks like it's written in like free verse poetry, and so like I am hoping that it will just be different and I will like this one more than I liked the first one. So I am going to continue with the duology and give the author a second chance here to win me over, and I'm hoping that this is a better experience. So I will let you know my thoughts when I'm done with this. Isn't it nice too? It matches my shirt. We got the orange going on. We've got the fall vibes, guys. So I am optimistic that this will be better than the first book. Anyway, those are my thoughts, and let me know in the comments what you guys think about Miles Morales' Spider-Man. I will talk to you next Monday. I hope you have a lovely week. Hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for talking books with me.